Welcome to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie, powered in part by Studio E and Classic of Denton.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me here on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie here on Denton Radio. We are here tonight in the studio with Kellette.
Hey, guys. What's up?
And this is not nap time, y'all. Y'all better wake up.
Wake up. This is not nap time with Ellie. Okay, we're in here.
Yes, we are in the studio, and I was like, oh my gosh, this week has been so crazy. I'm ready for a nap, but we're going to wait till after the show because we got a lot to talk about tonight.
We do.
And this is like coming back to your old stomping grounds for you because you used to be here before as a Denton Radio show host.
So if you guys remember way back when, if y'all are loyal, Denton Radio, I think it was about like a year old when I came on. So I was in the like headway of everything. We had like this one little sound box that rotated a few songs from the city, and then from there it just blew up. Like, I'm so proud of this place, and it's kind of weird being on this side.
I know you were saying this is weird because I wasn't here in this, role before.
Yeah.
It was the other side. And
I was asking Free Beer Friday questions.
There you go. So I'm glad you're back, and it's always cool to touch base where you used to, from your roots, basically.
Pretty much.
Denton Radio and whatnot. So you've been a busy girl, haven't you?
Yeah, man.
So first of all, let's talk about you as a person. How did you end up in Denton?
I came to Denton, I want to say it was like 2015. My family and I are originally from New Orleans. We moved here because of Katrina. Funny story, we were supposed to move to Arlington actually like a few months before Katrina even happened. And then my mom was just like, no, bump that. We're staying home. Like, New Orleans is home. And Katrina was like, heck no, we're getting y'all out of there. So we moved to Dallas. We're in the Arlington area for a minute. And I feel like, yeah, that's kind of where everything started. I started playing with my sound more. I got into choir. And then my dad, he's always been a musician. So he really pushed things. I got into music lessons. And then UNT was just like, hey, come on, do the music program. And so I checked out the school, ended up in Denton, totally changed my major in public relations now. That's how I ended up working at the radio station. And then from there, I just started doing music again. And
very cool. And it's so weird how life has a path for you, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Definitely.
So you end up somewhere totally unexpected, and we're glad you landed in Denton. And you got to say a shout out to your dad, because
shout out, Dad,
to your mom and dad. By the way, she showed me a picture of her parents that look like Instagram fabulous couple. What did I say? Couple goals.
Yeah, they're so
awesome.
Cute. They went to this gala, I guess you could call it. Looked so beautiful. I was so left out. Me and my dogs were just at the house looking at the pictures like, oh my God, do you see them? They're perfect.
Well, Mom and Dad, y'all looked fabulous, I have to say. I was like, wow, look at them.
Definitely.
The gorgeous couple. Anyways, they're watching, or hopefully they figured out
if they're loyal. That's
they're
the
loyal.
word of the day, loyalty.
So let's talk about your music. Okay, first we're going to make a disclaimer. Because
total disclaimer.
Because her music, and she's pretty open about this, is that it is for mature audience. So we're going to talk about the music, but we will direct you where to go to find that music, obviously.
Sure.
So this is a family-friendly radio show. So abiding by that, how did you get into your music?
I've always done music. One of my great-grandfathers was a saxophonist, so that's really the origin of like family music. And then, like I said, my dad is dude, if this dude could sing, he would be Brian McKnight. Like, he would have gave him a run for his money. My dad is so talented, just with instruments, period. Like, he plays everything. And my mom always sang in like church choirs when I was a kid. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, clearly I'm supposed to do this.
So you were really immersed in it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, being from New Orleans, you're in that culture all the time. It's jazz, it's blues, it's R&B, it's hip hop, it's everything. It's just a huge melting pot. So, you can't help but find influences there. And then the bounce music there is just, it takes over the city. So you have that culture going. Then I moved to Dallas. So we had trap music and then, that trill. So that was cool. It always influenced me. And just when I was trying to find my own voice, I guess I turned to artists like that. So more Gold Link, Anderson .Paak. Erykah Badu for sure. She's a huge influence.
Well, she's here local.
Yeah,
so.
she's the bomb. Funny story. She lives not too far from my parents. Totally not stalker. Disclaimer. You need to know your neighbors.
It's a coinky dink.
But yeah, so you have those people who have just been influential totally in the industry, who have created like this underground sound almost that sounds the same but not quite, and it's taken on a life of its own. And I was just like, I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. So I started working on Mr. Cool Papa, which is a song of the heart for sure. All of my songs actually, sadly, have all started as love songs, whether they've ended out that way or not. They all have.
That's okay. That's the inspiration for a lot of music, you know, that we hear. So it's all good.
Yeah. So Mr. Cool Papa was really fun, actually. It was where I first realized, oh, okay, I can kind of rap. I'm a little good, you know? Got a little flow to me or whatever. And, you know, when I was a kid, my mom always listened to TLC or Busta Rhymes. And Missy Elliott is, like, still that chick. You know what I mean? So,
you
got into rap.
You wanted to see how long you could rap without a mistake kind of thing.
Without, you know, messing up, stumbling, have to breathe.
Yeah.
So, went through that journey totally. And then NOLA Blues happened, which was like my ode to New Orleans. And just love in New Orleans. It's such a beautiful place. Not only do you fall in love with the city, I laugh when people are like, oh, I went to New Orleans to fall in love. Because, I mean, you can so fast. There's always someone there who's so charming. There's always someone there who's like, let me show you a good time. And that's something that we are very prideful of. We're going to show you a good time.
Yeah, I know a lot of people from New Orleans, and they're very, very proud of where they come from. And they will... Don't talk about New Orleans and don't talk about their team either, because oh my goodness,
because we will bring you in and we'll spit you right back out if you do us dirty. Do not cross us. But I mean, we're the most lovable people, so that's how NOLA Blues happened. Because I mean, been there, done that, of course. But just saying, hey, like, these dudes there are awesome, and I don't think they get enough credit. You know, you hear stories of the struggle and this, that, the other, but New Orleans isn't the war zone that a lot of people see it as. And
it's a beautiful city.
It's so beautiful.
I would love to go back and just spend time there with my camera.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go. We're going to go. Don't ask me how I didn't do that hand. It's
like, all good.
Closer.
We never felt natural. So that was just like my kudos to them. Like, you know, keep doing it. Y'all are dope guys. Like, stay being you.
Hey, that's a cool twist.
Yeah. And then I went on to Unconditional, which was actually, I'm lying, I went to Talk to Me first. That was totally a heartbreak song. I was like in breakup mode, like, why aren't you answering the phone? And I found this really cool track, made a song. Unconditional was my love song to God for sure. Totally happened out of the blue. It started off as a breakup song, and I guess God had another path. He was just like, no, girl, we're tired of that. Yeah. New vibe. So that one really was game changer. That was the one my mom liked, of course.
I was just going to ask you, I know that you had stated it's, you know, you have a little mature vibe going on to your lyrics, and mom and dad are just, you know, my mom and dad would be like, what are you listening to? Oh, that's yours. Turn it off. Yeah. They would not care. They'd be like,
That part has definitely been a
challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're supportive.
Yeah, for sure. My parents, I'm the only child. So my parents have always been very open about things. Like, the house wasn't run like a traditional household. It was like, okay, we're your parents, but we're still your friends. Like, we still need to have a relationship with you. Like, you can come to us. And then I guess being the only child that was stressed. So when it came to music, my dad and I actually had this conversation not too long ago. He was like, you know, a lot of people would kill for parents who would support their music and tell them, you know, stop doing school. Like, stop doing this. Not telling you stop doing school, but, you know.
Yeah, pay attention here,
Pay attention to your music. He was like, you're good, dude. You're good. And, I mean, that meant the world. I was just like, okay, so my parents, like my music. And
that's amazing.
Discretion. Mad A. I don't know if I can say the A word. But that was my most recent song. And I was so scared.
Were you?
I was like, okay, I cuss heavy in this one. Like, okay, I'm saying all the words. And I was like, my mom had already kind of passive aggressively told me, she was just like, you know, you need some radio versions to your song. And I was just like, you know, I don't think
it's not the same.
That's gonna go, because they don't flow out the way that you think it does with the censored and all that. And she was just like, okay. So Unconditional she loved, but this one I don't know. She's a little skeptical.
That's the one she can't really.
Yeah,
hey, look, here's my daughter's work.
Yeah, exactly. Not the one to show your friends.
You gotta give her one that she can throw out there to her friends and family.
For sure. And this one, I personally feel like the last one, is my favorite out of everything. Just because I feel like I feel like I explored myself a little bit more. I was a little bit more angry, but the verse just came out. I mean, and one thing that I feel like differentiates me from a lot of artists is when I record that whole song straight through.
Yeah.
There is no breaks. There is no
Nice.
takes. There is none of that. Unless it's background vocals, that song is recorded from end to end, straight through.
I like that.
So it's just like, I
Whatever.
want my music to be felt the way that I recorded it. I don't want you to feel, oh, okay, Corey's like in love right here. And then over here, she's upset. No, if I'm in love in the beginning of the song, you need to feel that in the end. If I'm pissed off in the beginning of the song, you need to feel that in the end. So I try to carry the vibe out the whole way. So
Nice.
yeah.
So I was just going to ask you about the process of your style of music. I mean, a lot of people, do that whole, I'll write it and then come back to it and write it. I can't. That's not how I am when I write. I have to just get it out. When I write, it's from start to finish as well. So I relate to that process very well. And I'm just like, how many songs do you have?
Man, so I have quite a few songs, and I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my music, which
Yeah.
is my biggest flaw, honestly. I sit there, I'll record and not touch it for a few weeks and be like, okay, I don't think it's worthy of SoundCloud just yet. So right now, I think there's like 7 or 8 songs that are
Yeah.
up. I've done the YouTube route, I've done the Instagram route. Now I'm on SoundCloud.
Is that
So,
your niche right now?
Yeah, so we're just gonna play with that and see what happens.
So when you record stuff, and like you said, you kind of you record it in its entirety, and then you come back to it. Do you ever think, I did that?
Yeah.
Did I really write that, or did I really say this and spit this out? How did this
Yeah.
happen? Where was my mind frame? Do you ever surprise yourself? Like,
Yes.
really?
Literally, I kid you not, I feel like this last song was like a redefinition of who Kellette is. I played with the beat a lot. A lot of my beats come from, what's his name? It's like Fat Cats on YouTube, and then Aluid Haller is the other guy. They're just really good beat makers that I found represent my sound. So I'll go and take the track and freestyle the first part. And then after a while, I'll go back to it. I'm just like, dude, like, how did you? Because, you have to type in your lyrics so you know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, what did I say? Like, run that back. Oh, okay, that was good.
That's a good line.
Metaphors, I see you. So it's like, I love being able to, like you said, just shock myself. I love the surprise. Like, Corey, you felt that? Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, a little Buster right there, a little Ludacris. You're coming. And then, like I said, with this last one, I played with the end more. I did more of a Houston vibe. What do they call it? Like Bun B style, chopped and screwed at the end. And I was just like, yeah, this bangs. Like, this is the sound right here. But it was cool because, I mean, you would just, had you told me a year ago I would have a Texas Trill song, I would look at you like you're dumb. Like, no, I was singing Anita Baker. I was singing Beyonce. I was not a rapper at all. Like, this is a whole new whirlwind. So, yeah.
So how did you transition from that? Because I know if you're used to one certain style, everybody tends to branch out every now and then, but that's such a contrast,
Definitely.
Yeah. So what made you be like one day, okay, I'm gonna try this, or wow, I kind of sounded good, maybe I should? How did it happen? Or did somebody plant that in your head, or what happened?
It was more of a related artist tab situation on Spotify that triggered everything. I was listening to Anderson .Paak, which is like my staple, and went into more Smino Gold Link. And I don't know if you know Smino, but this dude is a beast. Okay. Like, this guy, I don't know what he does. He's like, if you imagine a trumpet on a track, right? And fill it in with raps, that's Smino. He is like the perfect trumpet instrumental to any dope hip hop track.
Okay, you're gonna
just
have
with
to link me
lyrics.
later after
I'll
the show.
definitely link you. If y'all haven't seen Smino or heard Smino, listen to Smino. He's so bomb. But I was listening to his song Netflix and Duce for sure, and it has like a little rock to it. It's like a Jamaican vibe. Think Master Blaster, Stevie Wonder kind of, as far as flow goes. And he just caught that flow and went with it. And I was like, okay, I like how he plays with it. And Anderson .Paak, he's a drummer. So when he raps, you can tell like it's almost like he's rapping like a drum. I like instruments, clearly. So one day I was just like, okay, if I can sing, if I can do this, I can do that, because I love singing these songs. I like the vibe. I'm not a soprano, okay, for the record. I'm an alto for sure. So it was harder singing, like, you know, the Beyonce vocals and all that stuff. I was like, I'm ready to chill.
Yeah, this felt more comfortable in your space kind of vocal range.
Yeah, so I started playing with tracks, and I was like, okay, well, what if I did it like this? Kind of take his sound, merge it together, but make it softer, a little bit more feminine, so that it comes off as I'm not a battle rapper. I'm not, you know, gangsta, none of that. I'm Kellette, you know, like this is me. So yeah, it's
a girl with a beat.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, let's do this, because I can rap, I can sing. Let's just merge the sounds and see what happens. So I tell people all the time, I'm not a rapper. I'm just a really awesome lyricist who sings and has like this flow that it's gonna make you mad. It's going to piss you off, because you're gonna like it a lot.
Well, that says a lot about you, so I cannot wait to hear some of that stuff and get hooked.
Guys, click the link, please. I'm gonna drop it. They're gonna drop it. It's gonna be everywhere. Hashtag no duds. That's the mixtape. That's what it's called. No duds, because I don't put out any duds. All my music is fire.
There you go.
So,
you got it. This girl's on fire, guys. Y'all better be watching out for
the
Kellette.
flames.
So you have your 7 or 8 tracks that you have out on SoundCloud, and you are working on, obviously, how many do you produce in said time?
Man, I tell people all the time, I could do an album in a day. Like, I spit through songs just because of how I write songs. Literally, I freestyle them, go back, edit, and whatever I don't like, I take out, reword it, and then I'm done.
And you do this all yourself?
Yes, I totally do it all myself. Once I get the track, I produce it, I mix it down, all of that totally myself, which is hard. So if y'all know any producers, link them my way.
There's a lot of producers out there. I have a few of them on my friend's Facebook page, so producers, pay attention.
But yeah, so just like I said, just doing literally everything myself.
It's a lot of work,
and it's been kind of hard. But yeah, as far as SoundCloud goes, everything is up there. It's like I said, 8 songs. I just worked with this guy Bliss out of Philadelphia on a song. It's pretty bomb. He's a really good rapper. He has more of a, I'd say, Common meets old Kanye vibe, if that makes sense. But he has a little trip to him, kind of like Twista does, how he'll flip on the track. So I'm really excited to see where he goes. I mean, his music is really good. Our track is really good, so be looking out for it.
I think it's really neat the way some of the people, I know we've had other artists that have collaborated with other people out of state. We've had actually like 2 or 3 that I can remember off the top of my head. I know Lane Elizabeth worked with Jake Scott, and there was someone else that had worked with someone out of state. But it's really neat when artists aren't just centrally focused here, even though this is the heart of who we are, Denton, Texas. But at the same time, you guys are thinking outside of the box, and it's always neat to pull in people's inspiration and influences musically and create something like that. So that's always neat that I'm pretty sure you'll collaborate with many people.
I hope so.
Of course, if you'll have them.
Yeah, for sure.
But how was that experience in stepping out of the Denton area to do something like that and say, oh my gosh, this is going to be, not only is this going to be in Denton, or locally, but now we're going to have it somewhere else too. So that's pretty neat as far as another state.
It's fun as far as networking goes. It's a little nerve-wracking though. I'll be honest, being like, oh my God, okay, this is another state. Like, I don't know what their vibe is.
Because they're different.
Yeah, and I mean, music is so universal, which I'm so grateful for, because I mean, we can do this. Someone can be all the way in Dubai if they want to be, and be like, hey, Kellette, can you jump on this track, and just send over, what they want me on, and it's just like, yeah, let's do it, bet. And that part is very exciting, because you are introduced to other sounds, other artists, even other cultures, like that you would never think of just because of music. But it's still nerve-wracking, because you don't know if they're going to be like, oh no, this girl is saying way too much in 2 seconds on this little song. I don't know what she's saying. I don't know what she's doing. So
no, somebody's gonna like. It's just like any kind of artwork. Certain artwork is not for everybody, but those that love you and follow you are gonna love you and follow you hardcore.
Yeah, and that's what I've noticed. The people who have been rocking with Kellette, it's so weird. Because I mean, I've done music literally like my whole life, but it was, I guess, surreal to see how many family members and even just friends of family who were like, I'm so glad you are doing this again. Like, I'm so glad you are finally picking the mic back up. Because it was just like, I didn't think they paid attention, you know?
They do. It's weird because you think people forget about that and then they surprise you and they're like, I haven't heard you do this in a long time. And it's, when are you going to do this? And you're like, what? Yeah, no, I get it. I do. I get that whole family influence stuff so too. Weird. So what do your friends say about your music?
They love it. My friends are such nerds. I started a vibes playlist on Spotify like 2 years ago. When I was a music blogger way back in the gap.
That's cool.
And I was playing, I want to say it was Cool Papa one day, just blasting it in my apartment. I didn't think my roommates were home, you know, and just taking it all in. My roommate pops on the side. She was like, this isn't on the playlist. And she got so hurt. She's like an active follower of this playlist. And I was just like, what are you talking about? She was just like, this is not on the playlist. Where is this? And I was just like, it's on my SoundCloud. She's like, is this you, dude? I was like, yes. I kid you not. She bangs it every day. And then I have another really good friend, Toria. She is so supportive. She's like my little SoundCloud groupie.
That's awesome.
She shares my track. She likes things. And, I'll get a random video of her dancing to my music, or she'll send a text like, hey, I really like this. Like, this was really good. So that's very relieving because, I mean, you make music for everybody, but your peers, that says a lot about you. Like, am I crossing over to my people, So that was really cool.
So you're doing music and you're performing out in public?
I'm trying to. I'm going to within the next month. I've told myself that I'm going to do it. A friend of mine invited me out. To Prime Friday. And it's the Prime nightclub in Dallas. And I believe it's every Friday. Don't quote me on that. But every Friday they do this live show where artists just from the DFW can come and perform your music live on the radio.
Nice.
And whatever happens, pretty much if you win, you get $500 at the end of the night.
Nice.
And my friend heard my music. She was like, okay,
you need to go.
Where you at? So she was just like, you would totally change the vibe. You would totally have this place rocking. So bring your behind here. And I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of ghosted her the last few weeks.
Because you know why, right?
Yes, I'm so nervous.
I know why you're doing it. Yep. You're avoiding
nervous.
her because you're scared to get up on there in front of all the people.
Yes, well, when you go peep the scene and you're just like, oh my God, they're so good. That's literally what happened. I should have just jumped on the list and forced myself to just go ahead the first time. But I was just like,
nah, they're gonna
starstruck.
Nah. Then you should feel right at home there. You're a superstar. You need to go feel right at home.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll catch y'all
When
on
are you
Friday.
gonna do that one?
Hopefully I'll let you know. Don't quote me. I'm going to push for not this Friday. Friday coming.
You better have somebody go live. I want to see
yes,
it.
I want to share it. It will be everywhere.
Yes, definitely. So after that, you're going to be doing more local stuff too, right?
I am. I promise.
Okay.
I'm going to get on the scene, guys. I've had quite a few people, especially over at Studio 116. They've been awesome. Okay, if y'all don't know them and you live in the city of Denton, please get to know them. They're the sweetest people. Their studio is awesome. They have so many events over there, and it's just like, just the vibe. It's such a vibe.
I was just there for the revamp, this clothes swap. I can't. That's an addiction. If you're a shopper and you love shopping and you think, okay, because I had never been to a clothes swap before. And
Same.
And I'm like, I don't know. But then I went and I was like, holy.
Dude, I left with a bag of stuff.
I brought a normal size bag of stuff and I doubled what I went in with. It was so crazy.
Yeah, but it was great stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Some of that clothes, I was like, what? Seriously.
They're waving at us.
Wave. Hello. Hi. So, yes, a shout out to the girls over there and guys and gentlemen. They are running things over there. So, that was a lot of fun. So what else have you got in the future coming up? Nothing
in the future. So right now I am working with the Denton Black Film Festival, helping them with music and social media. So that's kind of a backside job. But as far as music is coming, I'm really trying to get this mixtape done, guys. I promise you I will have it done. Just, finals, things like that. But
so in January you're going to be done.
Listen.
Finals are over.
Push. Okay, I can make you this promise. By Mardi Gras 2K19.
There you go.
No duds will be done. It will be out. It will be official. It will be certified.
Have to. You can't go back to New Orleans without that.
Exactly. You can't. I have to have that. So my mom and I have this, I guess it's not a secret anymore. But we pick a Mardi Gras song. So pretty much throughout the year, from the time Mardi Gras ends to about a week before, we always find the hottest song that is bounce worthy, meaning that they're gonna change it into a bounce mix no matter what. Like Adele, Rolling in the Deep.
Yep,
that was the jam. So we always pick the bounce song. So this year I told her, I said, I'm gonna have the bounce song of 2K19. So y'all watch out, because it's gonna be on No Duds. You sleep.
So where can everybody find you? If somebody wants to collaborate with you, obviously you talked about, needing a producer, and if somebody wants to work with you side by side musically, or is just, curious about where to find your information, where are they going to go?
I'm everywhere, guys. Y'all are dealing with a social media major. So I am on Facebook as Kellette, Kellette. On Twitter as KSPEN, KSPEN_96. Same thing for Snapchat and Instagram. It's Kellette Hose, HEAUX. So yeah, and all of those have my email. I'm sure you can find it, tabs. So yeah, literally everything's there. If you type in Kellette, I'm gonna pop up. I'm pretty great. And even on my SoundCloud, it has Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the linking accounts.
You're on top of that social media.
I'm everywhere.
I'm gonna need your help because I am not.
Hey, I got you, girl. Let's do it.
I'm so bad about it. I always have to, let it pile up. And nobody can help me with it because I won't pass it off.
And what's crazy? I'm like, to say I have so many accounts, I get freaked out by the little red notification thing. It's like I have OCD about it. It's just like, oh my God, it's there. I gotta answer all of them now because I just can't look at the number. It's too much.
Yeah, it is. It's nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking. It's like I keep thinking I'm gonna leave social media for a while. I keep saying that, and then it's like, oh my God. And then you're like, I'm so bored with this.
I just did a cleanse. I've been off social media for a week until right before I came here, and I was like, okay.
Did I push you off the wagon?
Get back on. No, it wasn't you. No.
I was like, I don't want to be the person who pushed you off.
No, it was right after my birthday, and I was like, let me do a social media cleanse. I'm on here a little bit too much. When you notice your screen, especially because the update has a screen time thing, and it totally exposes your life. I had one day I had a 12-hour screen time. I kid you not. And I was like, I spent the half of the freaking day on my phone. I gotta get off. Literally, I have to get off. I have to just.
You had a reality check.
Yeah, I was like, I get it's my major, but I can't. This is hard. This is a lot, girl.
You were doing homework. We'll just leave it at that.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know if your personal accounts count as homework.
Well, thank you so much for showing up tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you, obviously. And we'll be hanging out and definitely. But thank you to all of you that tuned in tonight. And we're going to leave you with another little message. We have a show coming up tomorrow, and it is going to be for Papi Chulo and Metalachi. They will be out at Andy's Bar. So here's their message again from the guys at Papi Chulo.
Hola Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie. And we are so excited to be in your town, Denton, Texas.
We heard how cool it is there, so we went in on all the fun.
Hello, Denton, but we're bringing our own fun.
We are Bam Papi Chulo.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.